My next presentation is on the reducing balance method. The reducing balance method is also known as the diminishing balance method. Under this reducing balance method, depreciation is calculated using a fixed percentage, again just like in the straight line, using a fixed percentage applied on the net book value. Listen carefully. Here it is applied on the net book value. Under straight line it is applied on the original cost. Under reducing balance method, it's applied on the net book value apart from the first year when you're calculating depreciation, because in the first year you have not yet determined the net book value, so you have to calculate it on the original cost to determine the net book value. The subsequent years it will be calculated on the net book value. Now, under this method, annual depreciation has a reducing tendency. It is high in the initial years and keep on reducing in subsequent years. Annual depreciation is added to accumulated depreciation to ascertain the net book value. So, what do we mean? We are going to use this example for us to understand why it is even called the reducing balance method in charging depreciation. Example: a trader bought equipment at 3,000 kwacha. Depreciation is charged at the rate of 10% using reducing balance method. Calculate depreciation for the first 3 years. Whenever you're using reducing balance method, I know there's some other shortcuts, but to be so precise and accurate, use the table. How do we use the table? Let me explain. It should have the year column, the cost, depreciation divided into annual and accrued, the net book value, and the charge. According to this example, in year 1, the original cost is at 30,000 kwacha. Now, we have not yet determined the annual depreciation, the accrued, the net book value, so we don't write anything here until we have ascertained the annual depreciation by showing some calculations under the charge column. So how do we do it? We are told it's 10% of the original cost. So our percentage is fixed. It will be 10% in this year, in the second year, in the third year. But what will change now will be the net book value. In the first year, it is calculated on the original cost, which is this 30,000. So when we calculate, we are going to get 3,000. That is the 10% of the 30,000. Do we have accrued depreciation? There's still nothing here. Our accrued depreciation will maintain this 3,000. It's 3,000 plus 0. So our accrued depreciation will still be 3,000 kwacha. How do we determine the net book value? The net book value will be 30,000 kwacha, this 30,000 kwacha, minus the accrued depreciation. We get the 27,000 kwacha, which is here. That is in the first year. In the second year, our original cost is still the same. The original cost does not change. It remains the same year in, year out. And then we determine now the annual depreciation for year 2. This is year 2. So it will be 10% of the net book value. Now we have ascertained the net book value in the first year. So now we'll be charging our annual depreciation based on the net book value. And this will give us 2,700 kwacha annual depreciation for year 2. The accrued depreciation will now be the first year's annual depreciation plus the current year's annual depreciation, or the accrued depreciation plus the current depreciation. So this will give us 5,700 kwacha accrued depreciation. What of the net book value? The net book value will be 30,000 kwacha less 5,700 kwacha, and then we're going to get the net book value for year 2. We're going to use this net book value for year 2 to determine the annual depreciation for year 3. Have a look here. We are in year 3 and our original cost has not changed, 30,000, and then we calculate the annual depreciation for year 3. So it will be 10,000, the percentage is fixed, times the net book value of the previous year. So we're going to get 2,430 kwacha as our net book, as our annual depreciation for year 3. Then we move on. What of our accrued depreciation? Accrued depreciation will be 3,000 depreciation for year 1 plus 2,700 for year 2 plus the current annual depreciation. This should give us 8,130. Alternatively, you can say the accrued depreciation. This combines all your annual depreciation. The accrued depreciation 5,700 plus 2,430. This one gives us 8,130.